Alarm setup. The Access Plus software has the functionality to act as an alarm system. We can use credential readers to easily arm and disarm building areas or units. Here is a step-by-step guide to adding alarms to the system. Before creating a new area, it is important to know that areas are assigned to a MUX unit, and all associated alarms need to be wired to that same MUX unit. Up to 96 alarm units can be added to each MUX unit. Please order the appropriate size MUX. The expansion boards on the MUX unit also allow you to add triggered devices such as sirens and flashing lights. Area setup. Go to Hardware, Controllers, and confirm what unit you are assigning to the area. Go to Hardware, Alarms, Area. Here you can add, delete, or edit areas. Adding or editing will bring up the area configuration window. Select the area location. Assign the area the MUX unit will connect to. Give the area a name, such as office area, or something relevant to the area. Area time zone. A time zone can be assigned to an area to allow it to automatically be armed or disarmed. This is commonly used to assure that nobody forgets to arm the building at the end of the day. An auto rearm delay can be generated in case somebody disarms outside of normal hours, for a defined time. The time to rearm can be reset by priority read, any read, or activity in the area. Alarm relays.
Up to 3 relays, A, B, C, can be assigned as relays that can function if the area goes into alarm.
Each of these relays can be set into one of 3 modes. Pulse will trigger the relay for its trigger time. Default is 5 seconds before turning off. Follow will follow the alarm inputs. If the input is in alarm, the relay will be triggered. Once all inputs are back to normal, the relay will turn off. Latch will trigger the relay until the unit is disarmed. Additionally, these relays can be set to pulse on arm using this checkbox. Armed and disarmed relays. Armed and disarmed relays can be assigned. These will automatically trigger when the area is in that state. These can be used as a key switch to turn off a third-part alarm panel or show the status of the system. LED feedback. The LED option allows you to control the reader's LEDs. The reader's LED will indicate if there is movement in the area or if it is secure and ready to arm. The armed LED will show if the area is armed or disarmed. Pause arm. If you want to have an arming delay and want to indicate to people the area is about to arm, then use the buzzer time to set how long you want to warn people. The buzzer relay will trigger during this period and give people enough time to get out or disarm the area. As an example, if you set the buzzer timer to 5 seconds, then the buzzer relay will trigger for 5 seconds. Then the area will be armed. Pulse arm/disarm. This relay will turn on for approximately half a second, whenever the area is armed or disarmed. This is commonly used to automatically notify a third-party alarm panel when the area status has changed. Now that the area is set up, we can alarm and assign inputs to the area. Input setup. Go to Hardware, Alarm Input Setup. Adding or editing will bring up the Edit Alarm Input menu. Here you can give the input a name and assign it to an area. Quick note. Inputs can be common upon areas. For example, you might have a common entrance for a area. Inputs can be assigned for up to 3 areas. To assign the physical input, assign the Calculate button. Here we can assign spare inputs on the Access Plus board, or commonly on the expansion board included in the MUX. Inputs can be normally open or normally closed contacts. Here we can disable 4-state monitoring, if you are not going to wire in resistors into the inputs. Input sensitivity. If there is noise, or the inputs are getting false alarms, the sensitivity can be set. For example, the input will not be registered as a change unless the input changes status for 2 seconds. Input types. Inputs can be set as one of two types: area input used for inputs that can put the area into alarm. Arming input, allowing you to arm and disarm an area. The type of inputs you have selected will determine what options you now see. Adjust the settings you can see in the menu. For an arming input, assign the input to an area and select if it is an arming or disarming input. For an alarm input, report status change will show any event changes in the Access Plus event log. Allow forced arm you to alarm an area even if it is abnormal. This will cause the area to go into alarm. If it is not checked, the area will fail to arm if the input is abnormal. Auto isolate and auto include work if you allow forced arming to automatically isolate an input while arming. This will stop the area from going into alarm on arm while isolating it. If you enable auto include, when the input goes back to normal, the input will no longer isolate and will go into alarm if further movement is detected. An entry delay will ignore the input when entering the armed area. This will give you time to enter the building and disarm the area. Exit delay will determine how long the input will be ignored after the system is armed. The follow relay will follow state changes with the inputs. The global relay is the same as the follow relay but is driven by the software function. Finally, you can customize the messages that appear when the area is abnormal, normal, in alarm, or restored. i.e., you can change these to open, closed, movement, etc. Software area control. The live area window will now show the status of the area and inputs. We can also manually arm and disarm areas from this screen. Assigning the area to a reader. Once finished adding the area and all the alarm inputs, we can now assign the areas to any reader on the controller. Go to Hardware, Controllers, edit the controller, edit the reader. Click Add Area and select the correct area. Up to 3 areas can be assigned to a reader. We can choose if the reader can arm, disarm, or arm on third swipe. Giving user permission to arm or disarm. In the access group, we can program the access group permission to control the area. Set up access groups. The following checkboxes that have the P next to the door allows you to restrict if people who have that access group can arm, disarm, arm on third swipe, or allow them to access the door even if the area is armed. Check the appropriate action for this access group. If you need more information about access groups and how they work, check out our other video on access groups. This concludes the video on Access Plus software alarm setup. We hope it has been helpful. Thank you for watching.